Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? CheFPV, Troy, all that stuff. Today, though, I was coming to you real quick about this whole GoPro suing RunCam slash is Foxeer also. I don't know. Um, and just a real quick kind of my opinion slash point of view on this in the way that I think people should really critically look at the situation before making their judgments either way. But I can't really imagine anyone kind of critically thinking this way and really coming out on the side of RunCam is being bullied or is a victim that GoPro is taking and pushing around RunCam or doing anything wrong. I want to say that first of all, GoPro is a American founded company created by an American who had an idea that he wanted to have an awesome camera that he could take anywhere and go and be ruggedized and all that stuff, right? And be durable. An action camera, so to speak. So he created it and created a company around this. And this company grew over, I don't know how long GoPro's been around, at least 10 years, right? Like maybe 10 years. So over a decade, they've grown. And they've grown tremendously and done amazing things. Their price point was never cheap. GoPros, the very first crappy GoPro was so expensive and by today's standards, would be horrible. Even GoPros today, yes, they command a decent dollar amount, but GoPro has always tried to, I think, find the fine line. They've missed the mark a couple times with some $500-$600 cameras and the accessories and stuff at times, but for the most part, they've also done a lot of good. Like right now, you can get a Session, which is a Session 4 set essentially, but they've renamed it the Session. You can get a Session, which is fully capable of doing some really good stuff, and it's $150. That's not too bad. It used to be 200, and I think 200 is a good price point for a session style camera and that variety. I think 150 for the Session 4 is a great price currently with the Session 5 out. And the Session 5 is a great camera. It's got some flaws. I personally prefer my Session 4 only if I really want that next step up in quality. Do I really care to switch to the Session 5? Personally, the Session 5 is overpriced for me. For what it's capable of doing, I don't know. I think 250 would have been a better price, but I'm not into speaking business model about another man's business. I'm good. I'll give you my opinion, but the why I'm sure is justified in the company, and that's what I want to speak about. Before you say that RunCam is being run off because GoPro is scared because they're losing market shares or because of whatever, in our little segment, which RunCam is literally born from RC, I believe, is born for RC fanatics is their motto. By the way, I've got plenty of RunCams. These are all the original ones I used to have. I've had multiple 2s and 3s. I got a Firefly action camera. I've got old Heroes that I got 4 blacks, 3 blacks, pluses, all that stuff. I've got a lot of different cameras I've been through. Mobiuses, Foxeers, all that. I currently run a Session 5 and 4. And the reason is there's so much more to owning that GoPro than it just does what it does. If all you want is it to accomplish that one task, go buy you a fully okay to buy random camera that does 4K or 1080 or 90 frames or 120. I mean, this does all that stuff. It has a great picture. Mic sucks. Ultimately, the bitrate isn't that great, but it is good picture. There's plenty of options. That's your choice. And I think where we are with the RunCam thing is interesting because, again, GoPro built this giant business and they're now an American company. Whether their stock is up or down or their money is up or down or their market shares, I can tell you this, FPV and drones currently are not the biggest market for them. That maybe, and I'm not speaking about Karma. Karma was its own issue. They had a flaw. They brought it back again, showing that a good company can, not only did they push out all the pre-orders when they launched, which they did do. When they had issues, they brought it right back in. They gave their customer a $500 camera to keep in because of the problem. They fixed it and supposedly relaunched it. Whatever, I don't want to speak about that, but I'm just saying, like, that just goes to show you, though, that that's what you're getting with GoPro. It's all of that. And to do that, it takes money. And so profit margins have to be slightly higher. Money gets reportioned, redistributed, put out in different places. Apps are developed. There's like 5, 6 different apps on the GoPro that are developed by GoPro to use with your GoPro for different things. They work with partners in other technology fields. give GoPros to companies to do research and figure out how to do stuff or how to utilize the GoPro, or just do something completely different. Sponsor events. You can go to GoPro and ask to be sponsored for an event for yourself, for a movie, a project, something. They do that. I mean, money has to come from somewhere. So yes, they developed and came up with this idea, and now they're protecting that idea so they can continue to do business the way they want to do business, which is be a pretty awesome company if you ask me. Again, you agree with them, you don't agree with them, cool. You want to buy an Apple over an Android, cool. Do what you want to do. It's not that big of a deal, but to get into our community and start backing a RunCam, a company that at heart is a Chinese manufacturer that used to make a lot of surveillance cameras for everybody, and then guess what? All of a sudden, we started using surveillance board cams. Yeah, you know, remember these, like these giant ones? Yeah, we used to start using these, and we wanted more of them and better ones and shrunk down and with our specs. And so next thing you know, these manufacturers, Foxy or RunCam, these places that were making other components who didn't give a damn about us and not anything about sports or action or cameras or capturing the best quality, they saw it in. Hey, we're going to help. Yeah, we know a little bit about what GoPro does because, you know, parts are made in China by people we know or whatever. So, I mean, a company like GoPro, which at the heart is about like action and express yourself, create, go out there and do what you do and show us. Or do you want to be behind a company that just saw some profit lines and said, hey, we can go get into that. And we can actually, over a couple of years, develop a camera just like theirs. We'll take all the Sony third sensor, the same, you know, whatever chipsets, and we'll put all that in there. We'll make these other little cameras, and you know that GoPro. It's too heavy. Everybody hates it. Well, guess what? GoPro Session 5 dropped. All of a sudden, RunCam says we better, you know, hurry up and try to get our market share. You know whose market share was affected? RunCam and Fox Ears. When the GoPro Session 5 hit, and they took the Session 4 and they, you know, made it to the Session, and they've made this dual layer, that's when they realized, you know what? People went out and spent $300 on these GoPros. So let's do ours, right? And so now you have a Session priced at $150. The Session 4 is $150 at Best Buy right now. That's a standard drop, I think, for them. Means hopefully that Session 5 will come down to $250 or $200 sometime soon. Maybe $225 GoPro. Come on, Nick. That's a good spot. $225 for a Session 4, $150 for the entry level. For what you get, you're not going to get cheaper, and I don't expect them to do cheaper. And I can't imagine anybody that really wants to own a GoPro. Like, this is about the brand. This is not about cameras. Go make a camera all you want, but come up with something innovative, new, unique, and don't make it 80% mine or more, and we won't have that big of a problem. You know, but I really hate to see our community get behind a company like this. There's lots of this stuff going on. This is just a really great example. Where in all reality, we've made this our world for like the last 24 hours, and they don't care about us. GoPro, we are a rounding error for GoPro. We're lifeblood for RunCam. Don't get me wrong. Think about all the people that are throwing support to RunCam and what their motives might be. Just saying. I love RunCam for what they do. Stick to the cameras, to the analog stuff. Get us bigger and better, or smaller and better and faster and cleaner and all that stuff. That's where I like to see you. If you're going to try to compete with RunCam or GoPro, Foxier, same thing. RunCam, y'all both. I love both of y'all for all that y'all have done to take these stupid, big-ass cameras we used to use 2-3 years ago and make those beautiful, amazing cameras like, by the way, huge RunCam, okay? RunCam, I use you when I want to use you and how I use you. My needs aren't the same as others. There's people out there that just want a bare bones basic camera. Give it to them. Give them a great one. Make it cheap. Don't try to compete with GoPro, and don't try to, you know when you get too close. And that was y'all's decision. So anyways, yeah, this was stupid to run on about, but I just had to kind of get it off my chest because I've been having a lot of conversations about it. So you'll see this posted very soon in response to a lot of different people instead of me typing. Fly safe, fly smart. Guys, just fly. Fly what you fly, do what you do, create, share it with us. I'm wanting to see it. Zero Ground FPV, CheFPV, 500 below. Even Broken Prop crew, homie. We're all here.